Joann exemplifies service to vulnerable women, children, and the aged through her service on the Women's Commission, the Alexandria Community Services Board, and the Alexandria Commission on Aging. Congratulations, Joann. Through endless hard work.
That it? Yeah, okay. Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, Jim Moran has been a neighbor for years and years and years, so.
Yeah, okay. Did you do the film, Nina? Or who?
No, I believe this little film, that the clip was
Yeah,
done
the
by
clip.
Diane here.
Oh, she
came to the
sure,
reception.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we have other
You can't be every place.
Yeah, I
other
know,
coverage
right.
of the event. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Al, but continue now. So your business is with your sons now.
That's correct.
And when did you end up coming to Greenspring?
I came to Greenspring about almost the same time as Joann.
Did you?
I came in January of 2010.
Yeah.
On the 5th of January. 1 month later, we had that nice snowstorm. I know you remember
Oh,
it.
yeah, I
and I
sure
sat
do.
back and just watched it.
Yeah, I sure
That's
do.
right.
Yeah. Nina, let's get back to you again in the organization. What kind of plans you folks have, and what's going on down there?
We have already started the initial plans for the 2013 reception, the next year's Legends, which will be in 2014.
Yeah.
And we're beginning to talk about whether we want to have a program that involves young people in some way. Initially, we were thinking we would call it Future Legends, but the young people think they want to be called Young Legends. I'm not so sure about that because
There's a
that
certain
makes
stigma involved.
Yeah.
that makes the rest of us old legends. You know, it's not something that's so cool. But the organization is in its 7th year, and it is a 501c3. So we spend a lot of time looking for money to support us.
Yeah.
And people can make donations on our
The
website.
501g is what?
501c3
It's
is
a tax exempt.
tax exempt.
Same as Greenspring.
Okay.
501c3.
Okay.
Greenspring is that a 501c3 or 6?
501c3.
How about
Yeah,
that?
okay.
So then you must have a foundation here.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Okay. So one can find more information about that on our website, which is www.alexandrialegends.com. And you can also pull out a nomination form for next year's Legends. The program needs those nominations for it to go on, and it needs funding in order for it to go on. Again, the qualifications, the criteria for Legends, what you do has to be in Alexandria. But you have to either live or work in Alexandria, but if you're retired, you could still be nominated as long as what you did was Alexandria. So we're looking for people who have done something that's never been done before and had the vision to make it happen, like the creation of Senior Services of Alexandria, or even the St. Pat's Parade. Pat Troy was honored as a living legend of Alexandria. He started that parade. There's a man that was nominated, who was named a legend last year, who is the moving force behind something called the Miracle Field. It's a special baseball field behind the Lee Center that's particularly for children and adults with disability. Its surface is such that it's conducive to enabling people with disabilities to perform. And it is a national program, but it was brought to Alexandria by the determination of one man who raised the money and to make it happen. He found volunteer contractors. I think Simpson volunteered their time, Simpson Development. So you get people who have an idea, and because of them, they pull everything together to make it happen, including the Women's Commission. It was Vola Lawson, I believe,
Yes,
who was the
that's-
driving force.
She was our first chair.
And she was not manager at the time, I don't think. I think was she city manager?
Pardon?
Was she city manager at the time? Vola?
No.
No.
That was after.
Yeah. So it was one woman who had the determination to make something happen. Al was instrumental in that police foundation, in making that happen, and was nominated by somebody who was really active in the foundation. So this is the kind of thing that we're looking for.
Is that how your nomination was occurred?
That
Al?
was part of it, yes.
Yeah.
It was the Alexandria Police Foundation.
Yeah.
And, you know, we took care of the working dogs we had. And when they retired out, they went back to their handlers. And they assumed all the financial responsibility for it,
yeah.
because the city had to cut them off right after they would be decommissioned from the active force. We took over and gave the necessary monies and food and vet requirements and everything, so it didn't fall on the handler. He had his own family, his own, you know, issues to deal with, and we're very proud of that.
Joann, how did your nomination occur? Who stimulated that? Or maybe Rita can answer that.
There's an organization in Alexandria called Agenda Alexandria. It doesn't take sides on political issues, it tells the both sides of issues. And a number of people...
Excuse me. I would think you would be very careful in not becoming political. That would, I think, kill
You are
the program.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
Our program as well. I'll segue, I'll intercept here and say that nobody who's in political office or running for political office is eligible to be a living legend.
Yeah.
And nobody that works for the city is, unless what they've done is outside their job responsibilities. So if somebody has a job in any office but starts a program that's not related to that office, they could be eligible.
Sure.
So now that I've said that, I forgot what I was going to say.
I should have. Well, let me ask you a question. Are you, just as an outsider, what you've expressed to us today, are you a little concerned that by doing one a month, that you're going to run out of people that are, so you don't water down the criteria and you start having some people that might not measure up to, say, the standards that these two had to meet?
It's a valid question, and we deal with it all the time. And if it turns out that we don't have 12, if we have one, we will just name that one legend. It's extraordinarily important that we not water down the criteria.
I would think so.
And the other thing that we do that's different is this is an art project, and it's a photo documentary project, so that the photographs are done to a particular standard, and we are training people from the community college to do those photographs, so that when I'm not available, when my son is not available, there'll be new talent to do it. And the writing is done to standards. So it's very carefully done. What I was going to say is Al's business, we recognize business people in Alexandria as well. It's every category of people, whether they're artists, citizens, business people. He employed young people from the local high school and trained them as printers, gave them a career. This is a rather remarkable thing to do. Joann brought people into her home and offered them shelter when women didn't have a place to go. These are extraordinary people.
Yeah. Now, do you recognize, or can you recognize Alexandria employees, civil servant employees, or that kind of thing?
If what they're being recognized for is outside of their job responsibilities.
Okay.
So not anybody who just does a superlative job. What they're being nominated for has to be different.
In other words, a city manager, because he's a city manager, could not qualify for your kind of award, right?
No,
It would have to be something that he does outside of his job.
Correct.
Like
Yes.
a church effort or civic effort, something like
Right.
that. Yeah, that sounds pretty reasonable. But,
So
go ahead. Anything?
what else would I say?
Well, is it spreading anyplace else? Or you must meet with other cities occasionally. How about Arlington? Are they picking it up, or that you know of? Or has anyone asked you questions about it?
Not yet. It's something that our board has talked about at our last retreat, about whether we want to replicate outside. And this project is infinitely replicable. Even though I am really prejudiced in favor of Alexandria and I think we're very special, I'm sure every city feels that way and every city has people that should be recognized.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to do it, and if somebody wanted to come talk to me, I'd be
It's
happy to
unpaid
talk.
work.
For the most part,
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Yeah. It has taken over my life.
My husband said it was very expensive for my endeavors.
Yeah. Well, it's such a wonderful mechanism to recognize people that have made a contribution to your community.
Yeah.
You know.
And another thing that Joann said about this being one community of interlocking people, at the Meet the Legend reception, where they come together, you have the current year's legends, and then you have a number of the past legends who come to help celebrate the future legends. Every time I'm there and I look out into that room and I think of the assemblage of brilliant talent that's in one place, I'm left absolutely awestruck that these people come together on the same stage at the same time. They know each other and they work together.
Yeah.
Their lives
Yeah.
interlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were several. I mean, I had known, I hadn't seen for a while.
Yeah.
But you do. I mean, there's sort of circles within circles.
Yeah.
When people are active in a community, they're active in many ways.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's people like these two that you have here that make a community, right?
They do. They do.
That's really a vibrant community has a background of folks like this.
Yeah.
Okay, anything last thoughts? We're down to about the last minute. Either one of you, recipients?
Last thoughts?
Yeah.
Well, I think Alexandria is very fortunate in having a smart and aggressive young lady like Nina to start this program
right.
Yeah.
and keep it going, because it is not easy. It has taken over her life, as she
Oh,
says.
yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I would imagine. So,
'Cause she had contacts with so many of the businesses because she did their photography and they helped with her advertising campaigns and things like that.
yeah, and I would think, we have to close it here, but I would think that when people are thinking of businesses are thinking of coming to Alexandria, when they hear about something like this, it's got to be an upbringing type thing. That's what would do it.
That's a really good point. I'm going to mention that to the Alexandria Economic Development Department,
Yeah.
that they ought to
Yeah.
take us up.
Well, listen, folks, thank you very, very much. Al, Joann, thank you both for being here. And don't run away. We're going to close the program here and talk about what's coming up. You'll see on your screen there that we have the Board of Directors. That'll be on May 22nd. That'll be today at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. And next on Village in Motion will be our ragtime pianist, Betty Jane Owens. And if you haven't heard her, she's something else, folks. She is really good. And then we have the Greenspring Troubadour, who is also great. And he's brand new for the last year or so. So listen to both of them. Future programming, future service, that'll be Friday at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. And then we have the Time Machine on Who's Who on Dennis Jones, 2004. Dennis just retired, and so get some last shots of him. That'll be Sunday at 4 p.m. And folks, thank you again very, very much. And that ends our program. Have a good day, everyone out there.